This year alone, half of the babies delivered in Belize were premature. That's 152 babies who were born before the 37-week gestation period. It's an increase in preemies and a troubling one when it comes to a child's development.
The term is considered 40 weeks, so 37 weeks and under is premature. And in Belize, it's on the rise. For this year, we have like 152 so far. It's like 50 point something %. So it does call for awareness, because the more premature baby born, the more difficult it is for survival.
Once they grow up, what's their quality of life like? Is it as a normal child who was born a full term?
It can be, but the risk increases for them to have problems like developmental delays. Sometimes they're slow in school. Sometimes they have problems to walk, or the way they think is less.
So why are so many of our babies being born before their full term? And what can mothers do to minimize the chances of having a premature baby?
Some of the risk factors, a lot of people in Belize these days fast food, so dieting. So we have a lot of mothers with hypertension and diabetes, which two of the main causes. We have a lot of very young mothers becoming mothers, like teenage mothers, 13, 14, those are contributory factors. We have some old parents, like maybe 40s. They're also high risk of complications, which prematurity is one. If you have one premature baby, you expect that the other might have a high risk of becoming premature as well. So we ask that the pregnancies are spaced at least 2 years. Attend clinics. We have sometimes parents that come for delivery and they have not attended clinic, which increases the chances of their baby being born premature. One thing we encourage parents to do, attend their prenatal clinics, attend their postnatal clinics, breastfeed as much as possible. We don't encourage anything else but breast milk, because it gives the baby all the vitamins and nutrients that the baby requires. It's best if you have your child between 18 to 20 years old. So if you're a young mother or an old mother, the chances of getting a preterm baby is higher. If you're planning to get pregnant, we advise that you visit your gynecologist, do your tests, make sure your body is prepared, take your vitamins, your folic acid to prevent the complications like spina bifida. Take your nutrients, eat your well-balanced diet, exercise. Family support is very important, because if you don't have the hormonal changes, and if you don't have the support, then you could end up with stress, and it could also affect the delivery.
Premature babies require specialized medical attention, and that is why they are cared for at the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit at the K.H.M.H Memorial Hospital. It's the only one in the country and serves all sick babies, particularly premature babies, fitted with special lighting, ventilators, warmers, and incubators, manned by a staff of 24.
Every premature baby comes to us, and our capacity is 26 to include 2 isolation rooms. But we cannot refuse them, so we have to find space if the other districts have a premature baby, right? Staffing, we have like 24 nurses working. A lot of the time we're understaffed, but we still ensure that the work gets done. Equipment-wise, we have our ventilators and warmers and incubators. Of course, depending on the amount of admissions we have, we may not have enough. A lot of the time, the nurses work more than require the amount of work. For example, we might say you need two patients per nurse. If they're critical, attempt to have 5 to 1, which increases the workload, and of course the efficiency, of course, that that you provide. But so far, we've been doing good with what we have.
And it's the work that the team does in the NICU that helps babies to develop and grow, giving parents the opportunity to see their child take first steps, babble, and even dance, as captured in these homemade videos. One of those nurses who works around the clock in the unit is Ashley Charlesworth. She says it's a high-paced environment with lots of work, but even greater rewards. What's a typical day like for you working with premature babies?
Oh,
A typical day at NICU. First of all, there's no sitting down at NICU. With babies, we have to do every single thing for them. If their oxygen slips out, we need to be there to put it back in. We need to feed these babies, turn these babies, change these babies. We need to be on the lookout for signs that they're deteriorating or signs that they're doing better. Because if they're deteriorating, we need to be right there to see it so that we can catch the next step. We need to do something else because in the blink of an eye, these babies can lose their lives.
What's the most rewarding thing for you as a nurse working in the NICU?
Oh my gosh, the most rewarding thing would have to be when the babies come so little they fit in the palm of my hand and they go home discharged, healthy. There's no other feeling. Sometimes I cry and all when I meet them on the street and the mothers come, nurse, 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 see your baby, yeah? It's, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed with joy when you see that because you watch this baby fight for his or her life all those months. Sometimes the babies stay at NICU 5-6 months, and to see these babies prosper, preschool, primary school, there's no greater feeling than that.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.